Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video here from a quite stormy Miracle Mountain. We're at that time of the year where there's lots of storms. There's some rain also before the heat of the summer comes. But right now we're heading down to the garage because we need to pick up some things before we head off to our off-grid property.
We're the indie projects, Bea and Theo. In 2017, we bought an abandoned property in central Portugal and spent the last few years turning it into a fully fledged homestead, converting an old stone barn into a cosy tiny home. Working non-stop and overcoming many obstacles, it turned out better than we ever could have imagined. As one chapter closes, another one begins. Our dreams of living even more remotely in a fairy tale forest with space for animals to roam and our passions to grow became a reality. Before we have even moved there, it was devastated by a huge wildfire, drastically altering the landscape. Immense flash floods followed as the land couldn't hold onto the water. Follow us as we carve out our new life on Miracle Mountain.
Fernando's looking a little bit dishevelled, like you might want to come with us. Do you want to come with us? You haven't been there for a while. Gingy's also wondering where we're off to. She loves exploring the lake and watching all the frogs.
This time of year, the weather is super unpredictable. You can't rely on the weather forecast, so I'm bringing my rain Mac, which has seen better days, and it feels a bit like being in England this time of year. Like I said, the weather forecast lies to you. It can be sunny one minute and tipping it down the next, so we're ready for anything. We're on the move, actually going to head via the chickens on the way down to the garage to get all the tools we need. I'm going to give them some treats to get them going throughout the day. They can go out later on, but right now they need some stuff to keep them occupied. This is our absolute favourite way to pick cherries. Hey! So we've made it to the old Chickaroos, and what have I got for them today? Absolute feast. I've been making my own flock block to keep them entertained. Oh wow, it's like a dual crow-off going on at the moment. The chickens are eagerly awaiting their snacks. I've been making these flock blocks because it's much more economical. They're quite pricey in the shop, so I've been doing them myself, and they love them, don't you? Oh, careful, Nance. Throw these in. Nancy's already in the bowl. I need to actually get in. Here you go, Nances. No, you want the whole bowl, don't you? Hello, pingings. I always give them cabbage. It's one of their absolute favourite vegetables. Isn't it, Pingu? And now he's obviously not going to eat it.
He's camera shy.
He's just like, no, I'm not going to eat the cabbage. So we have cabbage, we've got the flock block, cucumber, and actually some leftover grapes that I've cut up small because the chickens love to whole swallow things so they'll choke. Then some leftover pie that I made. It's gluten-free. Theo said the crust was a bit dry, and you know what, I agree. It's a hard balance getting gluten-free and not dry bakery goods. So anyway, I thought it was a good pie. You like it, don't you, Frenchers? Here we go, guys, some pie. Actually, a massive amount of pie.
So we have just come down to the workshop so that we can pick up all of the tools we need to take to our off-grid property because the indie projects is going on the road today. But conveniently, the goats are right next to the workshop, so I'm going to give them some feed, some treats, and then we'll head off. So obviously this time of year, there's not as many weeds growing up that they can graze on, so we kind of supplement them with a little bit of this feed that they absolutely love. And throughout the summer they'll be eating things like hay as well. Look at them, they're both going for it. You want some as well? Right, I'll put it in 4 different buckets so they've all got some and they can share, because as you can see, 3 heads in 1 bucket ain't gonna work. Come on. So that is it, pretty much all the gear loaded into the car and we're off to the off-grid property. I was only there about a week ago, so it hasn't been a long time, and I went to assess what needs doing today. Are you in there, Fernando?
I think he is in there. I think he's on the nose.
What are you doing up there? He looks like he's been caught.
Come on, baby.
What are you doing? I'll lift down. Oh, there we go. Come on. Silly boy. Look at all the cobwebs all over him.
Oh, has he been dusting for us?
Good boy. You look after the farm and we'll be back later. I'll probably just get a chase from the goats constantly while we're gone. The rain is coming down hard, which isn't good news because I don't fancy standing for an hour or so strimming while it's raining like this. So hopefully by the time we get there it will have cleared up a little bit. As B said, you cannot trust the weather forecast out here. It's over an hour drive, so we've still got some time. Let's wait and see. So as you can tell, the weather forecast wasn't right and the rain is torrential. It's meant to have stopped by now and it's absolutely pouring down. So the strimming, the weed whacking that you call it in the States, it's not going to happen. But what I can try and do is get this truck up and running. It's been sitting for a long time. It doesn't have a battery in, but I bought a battery that I think may have some juice, so I'm going to try and fire it up, and if I can, take this back to Miracle Mountain. But it's wet. I'm already very soggy.
Is it even going to open? Oh, ooh, cobwebs.
Bush mechanics.
Love it.
Let's see if we can get this started. Be amazing if we could, but I'm not sure of the condition of the battery. I think we're probably going to have to try and jump it off this battery. There we go.
There's nothing quite like a bit of bush mechanics, a semi-flat battery, torrential rain, and a truck that's older than, actually, I'm sorry, you're 3 months younger than me. 3 months.
It's old.
Excuse me!
Let's fire up the car. You've got the key. Thanks. Right, I'm going to start the car. Hopefully we can get this truck started, but I'm not very hopeful. May as well try, or we can't do anything else. Right, come on truck, fire up. I cannot believe it fired straight up, first go, no problems whatsoever. It's got pretty much no fuel, so I need to get this straight to a fuel station, filled up, and hopefully we can get it back to Miracle Mountain. Okay, so far, so good. The truck is driving okay. All I've got to do now is get it up a mountain, which should be interesting because there is a problem with this truck that needs fixing, and that is why I'm taking it back to Miracle Mountain so I can tinker around with it eventually. Because it's so far away at our off-grid property, I haven't had any time to go over there and have a look at the problem and try and work on it. So fingers crossed, if it's nearby, maybe I'll just park it up near the workshop and then I can do some tinkering around and try and find the problem, but I'll explain more later. You've got to love the style of these old trucks though. All leather interior, matching steering wheel, no rev counter. You don't know if you've got fuel or you haven't got fuel, and you don't even know if you're going the correct speed. But apart from that, it's bang on with the modern technology. So there's definitely a problem. The truck was driving perfectly fine, as well as I've known it to ever drive, until about 2 miles ago, and it's just stopped working again. You can probably hear it struggling, and what's happening is I'm in the right gear, but the gears are just slipping, so it's just over revving constantly. So if you guys know what the problem could be, let me know in the comments. Let's go!
Here we have it. The truck has made it to Miracle Mountain. Oh, this is brilliant. So good to see it here. The rain ceased, but it's just about to start again.
I cannot believe it made it. I'm lost for words. I literally don't know what to say. It was touch and go. That was a 2-hour drive.
Smells
in this
a bit
truck.
clutchy.
It smells a bit clutchy for sure, because there's definitely a problem. But I'm just happy it's here, because it means that now I can play around with it and see if I can get it working properly again, because it was working perfectly for the first 20 minutes and then the old problem started, but it's here. If you haven't heard about Squarespace, it's a fantastic online platform where you can build and design your very own website. We use Squarespace as a space for us to have our social media accounts, blog, shop, and even a newsletter all in one place. There's a whole host of handy features to help you create a website which is perfect for your needs, as well as having plenty of tools to make your website work for you. With a number of different themes to choose from which you can customize to your liking, you'll have your own website up and running in no time. Squarespace make it incredibly easy to even set up your own domain from their platform, giving you the professional web address without any hassle. If you'd like to give Squarespace a try and build your very own professional looking website, then click the link in our description or head to squarespace.com/indieprojects for a 2-week free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
We're back. It's day 2 of trying to cut the grass here, and look at it. It's not raining. Theo's behind me getting prepared to do the strimming. He loves strimming. I actually enjoy it a lot as well, but he's going to be getting on with it, and it's going to...
I love it.
Do you not? Well, do you want me to do it? Pretending...
But I don't love it.
I don't love it, but I'll do it. Even though I'm offering to do it, I'll still do it, even though I hate it and whatever. Anyway, Theo's doing it. He doesn't love it, sorry. He enjoys it. I enjoy seeing the process and then how amazing it looks afterwards. It always just looks so neat and tidy and nice. So he's nearly ready to rumble. Let's get going.
So love is a very strong word. I definitely don't love strimming. I'm happy to do it though, because it's part of the process of clearing land, and it is very rewarding because quite quickly you can make a big difference. I've got the strimmer ready. I'm going to fire it up and just get on with it.
Come on, man.
I would prefer to be on the tractor.
So like Theo said, the growth here is very different to the growth at Miracle Mountain. It's a much drier landscape here. There is still growth, but it's nowhere near as lush as we have it. It's more kind of like weeds more than grass. And you can see behind me, he's doing an excellent job so far, and he does love it. He's just pretending he doesn't. Look at him. I could be doing the strimming, but he's chosen to do it. So that is, if anything, that is pure love. In his element. So as Theo said, we used to always cut all of this area with our tractor because it was so much faster, and we sold the old tractor last month, I think it was, so it's just Strimmers now. But it's pretty surreal to walk through this area considering what it was like when we first bought the place. I'll try and find a clip of what it was like, but all of this was covered in broom. So this right here is broom, and it was just absolutely everywhere. So we cleared all of it out. Took a while, but it made such a big difference at opening this area up. And then we left the cork trees and the olive trees, and then some of these brooms have decided to pop up recently, so we will be removing them. But right now, it's nice to see the grass getting cut. It makes such a difference having the grass cut. I think he's gone back up to the car to load more line into the strimmer. Look at it, it's brilliant. You can actually walk easily through it now, which is amazing. How's it going? You loving it?
Going good. It's going really well so far. It is warming up. I'm sweating and I'm covered in little bits, but it's just too warm to wear a full body cover.
It's ultra humid as well, isn't it?
It is humid. I picked up this line recently and it's absolutely amazing. This line is cutting through anything, even thick-ish broom and weeds. It's just going straight through. It's probably something to do with the power of strimmer that I have.
What about brambles?
It's an absolute beast. It goes through brambles no problem.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. So I'm just going to cut some new line, refit it, and then get going. And I should be done in the next half an hour, which would be nice.
Theo has done an absolutely amazing job. It's so much clearer now, it looks really nice, and I did hop on the other strimmer as well to just do some work as well. Half the time, half the work, but it looks so nice.
Just as we've finished, I can feel that the rain is on its way, so we hit this at the perfect point of the morning. And I've also seen a lot of comments about us owning this property as well as Miracle Mountain. We will be selling this property, but it's not a big deal. It's no different to a lot of people in the States and Canada owning summer cabins or bunkies that they go to in the summer. When they get there, they have to do a little bit of work to maintain the property before they can enjoy their summer there. That's kind of how we just treat this place at the moment. We've still got some work to do on this place before we sell it. We will be bringing you guys along for the journey, don't worry. Bee's doing a good job at loading up the car, and then we'll be ready to head off to Miracle Mountain again. So another thing I just want to address before we call this video a video is I've seen a lot of speculation about why we actually moved from here to Miracle Mountain. And there shouldn't be any speculation because we've mentioned it so many times, written down, and also on loads of various videos. So the reason we moved from our off-grid property where I'm sitting right now to Miracle Mountain is because of life happens. Things happen, things change, people change. We wasn't expecting Bee to get as ill as she did get. She really struggles with her mental health and she hit complete rock bottom. And yeah, it was just the hardest time of both of our lives. And that created some really unhappy memories here, which what the plan initially was is to hold it out until we'd actually finish this place and then move to Miracle Mountain. Unfortunately, life isn't perfectly linear and doesn't go completely smoothly as you want. we're no different to you guys watching these videos. We have ups and downs, there's roadblocks, and we have to find ways to get around them. And I think we've done a really good job at doing that. But like I say, unfortunately, B got ill. So we went away, and it was basically to give B a complete break away from the property, away from the environment, and away from them unhappy memories. And unfortunately, while we were away, Miracle Mountain was hit by a massive wildfire. And that obviously wasn't part of the plan. The plan was, like I said, to finish this place completely, sell it, and then move to Miracle Mountain. A fresh start, that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted a fresh start on Miracle Mountain where all of them horrible memories were left behind. And I feel like we're slowly getting there. Driving the drive yesterday and today really brought back a lot of memories of me when I was going through the hardest time of my life. Driving backwards and forwards every single day, 3 hours backwards and forwards, every single day for 6 months to try and get the property in a state that we could even start doing other projects and move on to Miracle Mountain. So it hasn't been an easy couple of years, that's for sure, but things are definitely slowly getting better. And I thank you so much for following along the journey with us. We just show things as it is, as it's happening. This is our life, this is what we do. And yeah, there's not much more to say on the matter really. As I say, we will be coming back to this property, we will be finishing it, and then we will be putting it on the market for sale at some point. But as you can imagine, we've had so much to do to recover from the fire and the floodings on Miracle Mountain that it's just not been an option to come here and work on this property. We're only 2 people, we've only got the same amount of hours in the day as everyone else, so we really had to prioritise our time at Miracle Mountain over here. But thanks for joining us on this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.